Hello, folks. I'm David, and this is From the Hip podcast. As always, we shoot in the Say What podcast studio, and we're sponsored by the Covenant Studios. I have a young lady with me today that I met 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Hasn't been that long. She's a traveling model. She's in Texas today, going to, I think, Arizona.
On Sunday, because I'm here.
Arizona, then L.A., then Portland, and then who knows. So, introduce yourself, Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda. People call me Bunny. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA.
Okay.
And I'm a traveling model, obviously, and I make my own clothes.
All right. You make that shirt?
No, I wish. I wish I made this shirt.
Okay.
I go a lot of thrift shopping, and I'll actually buy old clothes from thrift stores and cut the fabrics and make my own material and stuff.
So how long have you been modeling?
About 8 years. I've been doing it for 8 years. I took a year or two off, and then I finally went full-time last summer. I went on a plane to Tucson, Arizona, and I saw a cactus, and I was like, I have not been living my life. So ever since then, I've been traveling. I was traveling for once a week each month, and then I was like, I'm going to do a tour. So my first tour was actually January.
Oh, this year?
And then I went back home for like a month, and then this is my second tour. I've never even been here. I've never been to Texas at all. Not even Dallas. Yeah, it's my first time.
So how has it been here?
You know what? It is, I like the people, but I didn't know that they had traffic. I didn't know Dallas had traffic. And I was like, oh my God, that's why I was late for my shoot.
Dallas has a lot of traffic.
See, I didn't know that. I was like, it's Dallas. It's Texas. How big could it be? Whole mess.
Well, now, any major city is going to have traffic, especially like L.A.,
Right.
Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, although you're not going there.
No, I'm going to, I'm not going to Houston. Thank God. But we'll do that another time.
So how did you get into modeling?
I was telling her the story. So it was back in 2016. This random guy hit me up. I had no self-esteem. I didn't even like myself. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. He was like, hey, do you want to do a photo shoot for $50 out? It's called the Waterfront. It's in Pittsburgh. It's like a little shopping plaza thing that people go to. And we shot it, and I liked it. And then he said, hey, do you want to do another shoot? And we did. And then he made me a Model Mayhem. And then I started using that. And then I was in a fashion show. And then it just blew up from there. But I didn't really take modeling serious until I think 2018, 19. And then COVID happened, so you couldn't really model. So I stopped modeling until like 2023. Yeah.
So what were you doing before you got into modeling?
You know what? I was so young that I was just like, I just graduated from high school. I did a year or two in college. And college is okay, but it's just not my thing. I like hands-on. I like seeing things. I don't like I don't like staring at paperwork and stuff. I like seeing adventure. I like just hands-on stuff.
So when you were in college, were you studying anything in
I was studying business. I actually do want to go back, but I don't want to go for business. I want to go for marketing. Yeah, when I go back to college. And I want to go back, but I'm just too busy right now traveling. And marketing with modeling, you got to do it like, if you're not shooting, you're on the computer, hitting up photographers for gigs, or you're editing videos from behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So do you do a lot of behind-the-scenes video?
I just started doing it. That's what I was saying. I just posted my first TikTok video, like, not even a week ago.
So what is your TikTok?
I think it's Amanda/Heinzel/ Same thing with my Instagram. It's the same.
So Amanda/Heinzel?
Yes, Heinzel, my last name. It's German.
How, spell it for me.
It's HEINZ, like L. So it's like Heinz ketchup with an L. added.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people want to put L and E in the end, and I get it. It sounds like there's a L and then the E, but it's ZL.
So how often do you model now?
How much I model or how long I model?
Well, how many shoots do you have here in DFW?
So I have 5 here, and then I have one in Arizona, but it's a whole day shoot, and then I have about 8 gigs in LA, and then I'm only going to be in Las Vegas for 1 day because there's a photographer really, my first tour, he hosted me, and I was his first model he hosted, and we just became like really good friends. So I'm already out here, so I might as well go see him. So I'm gonna do a shoot with him, and then I'm gonna drive from Las Vegas to Portland, Oregon, because I always wanted to go there. So on my way there, I want to like camp and actually enjoy the nature and everything. And then I have 4 gigs in Portland, and then Seattle, I have 4. And then I go to Colorado, and then I have 4 there, and then I end my tour at my friend's, like we're going to hang out and go to a festival after.
What kind of festival?
I think it's like a jam band festival. Yeah, but it's in the mountains in Colorado. I'm going to go to hot springs, and I'm going to hike in the mountains.
So do you travel by yourself?
Yes, I do, and I kind of want someone to actually travel with me now. I used to be like, no, I'm good. I used to like traveling by myself, but now I'm on the road way longer, and I'm farther away from home. It's just nice to have somebody with you, and not just for safety. It just gets lonely.
Yeah, somebody to talk to and.
And I have people that call me every day, and it's not even like I want someone to see the world with me. Like, it's a very cool thing that I'm doing, but I feel like you should share it with somebody or people and have memories and experience life with somebody.
So you've been modeling full time for 6 years? 7 years?
Yeah, off and on. Yeah, because COVID, you couldn't really shoot, and then they were trying to do that whole laptop shooting thing, and you can't really get good pictures out of that because it looks like like a cam, like a webcam photo shoot.
Oh, the remote shooting?
Yeah, and I just didn't like how the pictures were coming out, so, I just...
Well, all that depends on the setup that the model has also. But the disadvantage is that most models aren't set up camera-wise.
Right.
Or even their environment to get the best images.
Right. So that's why I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. Plus I like not just even how the pictures turn. I like hands-on because you get to actually meet people, you get to build connections and have awesome conversations. So it's just nice to have that.
Well, I've got some friends that have done a lot of remote work, but mostly it's, even, after COVID, it's models that they would not have access to.
Yeah.
They're not going to go to the apps just to shoot a particular model.
Right. I did one in the fall with this Australian photographer. He was great and everything. It was my very, about like the first one I did since COVID, and it wasn't bad, but it's just like, I just think it's easier to do it in person, you know what I mean? Because
it's more fun in person.
Yeah.
Because like you say, you get to actually meet the people and
Yeah.
make a connection with them, maybe.
Yeah.
So what's been your favorite shoot?
Oh, man. I love being painted. I love body painting shoots. Yeah, they're so fun. They're so much fun. I like, I think my first one was back in like 2017, and it took 3 hours to paint the painting on my skin. It was super cool though. I liked it a lot. That was my favorite shoot I've done so far.
A photographer that shoots with us a lot. Mm-hmm. We did a body paint shoot 6 years ago, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And we had 4 models, 4 body painters. They spent 5.5 hours painting the models.
That's super cool.
A long time.
That's super cool.
But the images were just awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of detail, and it just shows the artist's work on someone's skin, and that's how my mindset is that the body is art, and that we all should share our art with the world.
Well, we did a sexy alien.
Mm-hmm.
They did Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Did the Ice Princess.
I like that.
And did Cleopatra.
Oh, okay.
And for Cleopatra, we had this huge headdress
Oh.
that a model, who's also a designer in Dallas,
That's so cool.
we got the headdress from her.
Yeah?
And it was an epic shoot.
That's awesome.
We had 8 photographers.
Mm-hmm.
And we had 4 sets for each model.
Oh, wow.
And then we rotated the photographers between the sets.
That's amazing.
It was epic. It really was.
That sounds amazing.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, that sounds super cool.
And several of the body painters were nationally ranked.
Oh, wow.
They came in from, 200 miles away
Oh, really?
to do this.
That's super cool. See, networking, meeting people just like you. You know what I mean?
I would love to do another one, but I want to do a picture Bible
Oh, wow.
with the angels and the archangel and the little baby cherubs.
That's so nice. I love that.
But it would be such a big undertaking.
Yeah, and a lot of time.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
We closed both studios for the full day to this particular one.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we had the sets already done, 2 in each studio.
Okay.
And then we had, of course, the time involved painting them.
Okay.
And
Yeah, it takes time.
then the shooting, yeah.
Yeah, it takes time.
What did they paint on you?
So the first one that I like, it was Christmas themed. So it was, and they put like a little, you know how you wrap a tree,
Uh-huh.
and then wrapped me like a tree, and had a really cool trippy eye, like in the middle. I actually have the picture on my Instagram. It's like this eye right here, and then there's just red and green all over me, and she put like black, like on my face, and it looked like I was like in the West, but Christmas. It was wild. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
So your Instagram is what again?
It's Amanda Heinzel #.
Okay, underscore.
Like I said, I didn't get to Dallas until 10 p.m. last night. And then I woke up at 7 to get ready for this shoot and then drove here. So,
You're a little bit tired, aren't you?
yeah. But I'm here. We got it. We got our Starbucks. That's why I was like, just give me my Starbucks, I'll be fine.
So do you have another shoot today?
No, thank God. I'm like, no, I need that Airbnb bed. I have 2 gigs tomorrow, and they're both 4-hour gigs. So I'm gonna be shooting for 8 hours tomorrow, and then Saturday I got 2 gigs, but one's just 2 hours and the other one's 3. And then I'm gonna leave Sunday to drive to Arizona. But I'm going to not just drive straight there. Like, I'm going to take a day to rest and then, get there.
So the body paint shoot was your most memorial shoot.
Yeah, and it was like when I first started. So you know what I mean? It's sentimental. When you first start something, you always appreciate it a little bit, more, because if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be where you are now. Because that's how I look at it. If you don't, new opportunities, if you don't take it, how do you know? You could have missed a whole big chapter of your life by not doing it.
So if that was your most memorable, what was your worst shoot?
Yeah. Okay. So traumatic. Oh, this is a lot. So this is where I was back home. This photographer met my mom at the fashion show I was in. I shot with him before, and it was fine. It went well. But the second photo shoot, he was trying to make me drink, trying to push alcohol. I was supposed to do bodyscapes. He's over here pulling butt plugs and everything out. Then he inappropriately touched me, and then he asked me for this girl's information. She was actually a porn star. She wasn't a model. And 2 weeks later, she died 2 minutes from my house in a car accident. So that was my worst experience as a model. And I don't know how I'm still modeling. I think I took about 5-6 month break from it.
Because of him?
Yeah. Just the whole traumatic thing,
So
Yeah.
I'm assuming you haven't shot with them again?
No.
Who's your favorite photographer? And I know that puts some people on the spot.
Yeah.
But they're all favorites, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But there's got to be one that stands out for whatever reason.
Oh, man. That's so hard. My photographer that I shoot with in Columbus, he's just great. He's a really good friend. It's just when we shoot together, it just feels like I've been shooting with someone or known someone my whole life. So we just have understanding with each other, and he's great. He really is, and he's really sweet.
Do you get to shoot with him much?
Yes, I do, because in Columbus, it's not that far from me. It's a 3-hour drive, but it's nothing compared to me driving 8 hours or 10. You know what I mean? So 3 hours to me is
Across the street?
yes. But yeah, he's great.
So you got him to Texas last night, huh?
Yes. At 10 p.m. I had bad luck when so my first stop went well, and then as I was driving down here, my car started making a noise and acting up, and so I camped in Alabama, and I called this guy. He drove to the campsite and checked my car, and he told me it was safe for me to go back on the road because I was kind of nervous to drive. So yesterday, I had to go to a dealership to fix my car. Yeah, so I almost didn't make it here. But my car is fine, and I'm fine, and I'm here today.
So you came in from Alabama?
From North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And then I took a break in Alabama. And then yesterday, I would have been here around 4 or 5 p.m., but my car, there was something really wrong with it. So I had to go fix it. And I'm happy that they could fix it the same day. You know what I mean? So I almost didn't make it here because of car problems.
Was that a major car problem? I know it's major to you, but...
Kinda, yeah. Not engine, but spark plugs needed done, which isn't a problem. But the thing that holds the spark plug was broken. So then my car was having misfires and shaking and making noises, and I have a lot of anxiety. So, yeah, you got to fix that. You can't be driving on the highway as much as I am. This tour, I'm driving the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be driving like that. So, but I'm okay, and we're here.
I know you're new to Texas, but the route you took, when you entered Texas, is probably only 2.5 hours from Dallas.
Yes, because I
You
went.
came in through Shreveport or Texarkana.
Yeah, from Louisiana.
Through Shreveport into Dallas.
Yeah, and Louisiana was just a straight shot. It was probably like an hour or two drive from where I got my car fixed, so it was nice. So after I got my car fixed, it was like 6 hours to Dallas. But where I was in Alabama, it was 8 hours. So I was 8 hours away yesterday, and then I had to stop 2 hours, and then it took 3 to 4 hours to get my car done, and then I drove from there straight to my Airbnb.
Well, you're really going to get to see how big Texas is when you leave here going to Arizona.
That's what he was saying. And I was like, I'll stop in New Mexico, midway. And he's like, Texas is huge. You might want to stop in Texas. I was like, okay. I trust you guys. I've never been in Texas. I lived in Louisiana when I was a kid because my dad was in the military. So I lived in Louisiana. I just never went to Texas. But this is my first time, and it's actually, I don't know, it's great. I'm having a good time, and I'm excited because I have all these gigs.
Well, to put it in perspective, from Shreveport to Chicago is a shorter distance than Shreveport to El Paso.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's wild.
So to say it's a big state is an understatement.
Jesus. Yeah, that's wild. See, if you've never been to Texas, this is it.
You have no idea until you start.
No, yeah, Dallas is like in the beginning of it, basically, right?
Well, for the direction you come, yes.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, it's...
You know what? There's a Buc-ee's, and there's no Buc-ee's in the north. And Buc-ee's is a huge thing that there was one that's 30 minutes from here, and I got to stop there. I was having a whole, I'm, screaming Buc-ee's on the phone with my friends. I'm like, Buc-ee's. So I got an Easter shirt from Buc-ee's because that's the second time I've been to a Buc-ee's, but it's such a big deal in the north. And they don't got any over there.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, they got none in the north. I went to Buc-ee's in North Carolina the first time in November, and I got a Christmas sweater, and I still wear it, and it's summertime. I'll still wear it to bed and stuff. It's so comfy.
You ought to look up how Buc-ee's started.
Yeah.
It's a real interesting story.
Yeah, I got to. I didn't even know what Buc-ee's was until last year. I was like, what's Buc-ee's? What's that? And they're like, it's a southern thing. I'm like, oh. And then I went and I'm like, wow, I get it. That's huge. That's a huge gas station. So I was really hyped when I was driving. I had to stop. I was so tired, but I was like, I gotta go to the Buc-ee's. Yeah, I went to the Buc-ee's. I was so hyped. That was my highlight. It's like 30 minutes from here. That's crazy.
You need to look on your map going to Arizona, see if there's another one along the way.
Yes. I hope.
I don't think there is, but there might be.
It's crazy. And they're all so far apart from each other, too.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's wild. I think there's one in North Carolina. I don't know, but I think there is. But I wish the Buc-ee's was up north. They need to put it up there, but it's a southern thing, so I get it.
So, you shoot all genres?
Yes. Yes, I do. My favorite is more art nude. And, that's my favorite one. I love art nude. Like I said, I look at the body like it's a mannequin, and we all have a story. It doesn't matter how many tattoos you have. It doesn't matter if you got none. Scars, they're a story to tell. It makes you different. just be you. That's why I model. It's to show the world. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's about confidence and being comfortable in your own skin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like my art nude. But I do fashion, lingerie, art nude, and bodyscapes applied, and erotic.
And body paint.
Yes, body paint. See? Hello. This is what happens when you drive as much as I did in Starbucks.
You're over-caffeinated.
Yeah, when I leave here, I'm going to get home fries. Oh, well, I'm making home fries because I have a kitchen at my Airbnb. And that's another thing on the road. Be grateful for a home-cooked meal. Every time I go home, when I go to my dad's house, he just makes fire food. So that's one thing I look forward to when I go home. It's my dad's home-cooked meals.
Well,
Yeah.
I just can't do fast food. I just don't do it.
I mean, I really don't like it either, but sometimes it's not an option. You know what I mean? Like, when you're on the road, it's like, you try to eat as healthy as you can, but it just doesn't. Yeah.
For lunch sometimes, I go to QT
Okay.
and get their hot dog,
Yeah.
but I pile it up. It looks like a salad.
I love that.
Yeah.
How is that a thing? A healthy hot dog?
Do what?
A healthy hot dog. That's wild.
Well, it's not. It's got the bread,
Yeah, okay.
but it's got pico de gallo on it, onions on it.
Okay.
I normally don't put sauerkraut on it, but it's available, and
That sounds good, though. I would put sauerkraut on it.
they're big hot dogs.
They're big? That's wild.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You really can't eat one unless you cut it into slices.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I feel like you're a quick, what is it? Quick, that gas station? It's
QT.
QT. See, I don't even know what that is until I started traveling. It's kind of like Sheetz. You know what I mean? Or Sheetz. Because Sheetz is the northern gas station. And they have all that stuff. Like salads, hot dogs, nachos, anything. Breakfast 24/7. Yeah. And that's another thing. I miss Sheetz when I'm on the road. I miss it.
Oh, you got Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
And you got QT.
Yes, I gotta try. I like Buc-ee's.
Stay away from the all-sups.
Okay. I want to keep that in mind. That's the thing. There's just some things here. Like, when I go on the road, I'll look up cute little diners, support the little tiny businesses when I'm on the road. I was just in St. Louis, so before I went on my tour, I went to 4 different towns and states. The last 2 weeks I was home, and I would just go home for like 4, 5 days. So I went to St. Louis, and they had this cute little diner. It was like Mexican breakfast diner. It was so cool. Yeah. So I hope that when I'm down here, I can find cute little diners that represent the states and the food down here. Because it's completely different than where I'm from. Like, I can't even, me saying Mexican, I eat Mexican food in the north, it's nothing compared to down here, you know, because it's closer to the border and everything, that you can actually get, like, pure, you know, like, the actual, you know.
Mexican food. Authentic.
Yes.
Be sure and don't turn down any taco trailers you see.
Yeah.
And you'll see a bunch of them.
Yeah. And even, you know, I just been living under a bubble. But that's why I said, like, that last summer when I went on that plane and I went to Tucson and saw that cactus, I, like, started exploring foods and actually seeing the world. Like, you know, so every place I try to eat something new. Like in North Carolina, which is a very fancy Italian restaurant. I couldn't even read the menu. And I was like, let's go. Let's try it. It was great. It was great.
So you're a foodie.
Yes. Yes. And you wouldn't think, you know, but yeah, I work out a lot too. But I eat a lot of food, especially on the road. I don't know if it's like because I'm running around a lot, but yeah, I'm always hungry on the road.
Well, Amanda, I certainly appreciate you coming in, our buddy,
Yes.
and tell everybody one more time and spell it. Your Instagram.
It's Amanda, and then, what is it?
Underscore.
Heinzel _
And spell Heinzel again.
HEINZL.
HEINZL. ZL, folks. Y'all hit Amanda up, and especially she's going from DFW to Phoenix, to LA, to Vegas,
Yes.
to Portland, to Colorado.
Seattle and then Colorado.
Seattle, Colorado.
Yes.
So if you're in any of those areas, find her online and hit her up and book a shoot with her.
Yes.
All right.
We did it.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yes.
See you later, folks.